This is Ubuntu Radio. Ubuntu Radio,
a product of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, South Africa.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to this special event where we are going to honor our runners from DIRCO who are going to represent us at the Comrades Marathon. So today we don't only gather to wish the runners well, we are also going to recognize the broader significance of sports as a bridge between people, cultures, and nations under the theme, the Comrades Marathon as an instrument of sports diplomacy. We are celebrating the values both of diplomacy and athletics, which are discipline, perseverance, teamwork, and mutual respect. So this is going to take a form of a discussion between myself and my panelists, who I'm going to introduce a little later. But for now, let me welcome Deputy Minister Alvin, who is going to give us some remarks before we get into the discussion.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was almost excited to know that Sean was going to run with us. But I think let me also greet the cadets. This is Youth Month, of course. And the theme of the South African Government for Youth Month speaks about reset at 50, the future calls. And the sub-theme speaks about the fact that every generation, ladies and gentlemen, should obviously look at its own mission, pursue it and fulfill it. And active lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, it's part of what we want to advocate from the side of DIRCO, because we want every single cadet that is present here to actually retire, not early than 65 years, of course, Langwane. And the only way for you to not retire earlier because of chronic diseases is to pursue a healthy lifestyle. And of course, sports is an anchor in that. We know, of course, for cardiovascular purposes, there's no greater sports, of course, Thelma, than road running. So I'm particularly, of course, pleased to join the DIRCO Comrades Marathon team that will send off today. I think it's 9 runners and approximately 6 supporters. But this is out of the entirety of your DIRCO personnel at our head office, and also those that are posted abroad. So if you look at it, we have a very distinctive, committed people here. 9 of them that, of course, present 0.006% of DIRCO. So this is very unique, and we hope that as part of the lifelong learning at DIRCO, the new cadets will, of course, be taking to sports. Comrades is not for everyone. Ultra running is not for everyone. It's an up run on Sunday, 85 kilometers. One of the values of DIRCO speaks about dedication. And these athletes have dedicated them to espouse those values, and every single one of them tell me, of course, even before they run, just the fact that they could manage to qualify, because you need to run a sub 5-hour marathon for you to be able to qualify, and hopefully every single one of them will try to achieve the minimum threshold of 11 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds, isn't it so, Doc? So thanks very much for that.
Thank you. I am told that each one of us should at least run Comrades Marathon once in their lifetime, and I'm hoping that we will be planning for the next Comrades. So on the floor, we are joined by some of the runners who will be joining 2026 Comrades Marathon. We are also joined by colleagues who are part of the DIRCO cadet program. Shall we give them a round of applause? To have a discussion with me, we will be having Dr. Siotula. He is the chairperson of the DIRCO Athletics Club. And we also have Mr. Hakim Mohammed, who is representing the cadets. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll start with you, Mr. Mohammed. Welcome to Ubuntu Radio. I haven't introduced myself. You know, when you are on media, you assume that everybody knows you. I am Thelma Shongwane. I'm a presenter on Ubuntu Radio. For those who do not know, we have a radio station here at the department. We broadcast from DSTV, Audio Bouquet Channel 888. We are also online, ubunturadio.com. So you can listen to me between 9 and 12 every weekday. As we proceed with our discussions today, I said I would like to start with you, Mr. Mohammed. Would you like to share with us your reflections on the theme, the Comrades Marathon as an instrument for sports diplomacy, and how we can use this to continue with our nation building, social cohesion, and South Africa's international image?
Thank you very much, Program Director. Greetings to the Deputy Minister and fellow colleagues. Comrades as a theme for social cohesion and nation building, it's something that we often talk about and think about. We know sports and sports diplomacy is part of our foreign policy toolkit and apparatus as DIRCO. Sports has a unique ability to bring people together, people from different countries, different races, different faiths, and different backgrounds. The Comrades Marathon is nothing different. It is a race where there is more than 20,000 people from all around the African continent and the world that will be graced by our shores. And as South Africans, as people, we will welcome them as we do with all of our guests in the best way possible. And through this race and this sport, the runners would be able to, share with each other this hard race. It's a very difficult race. Only they understand how difficult it is. So through their shared struggle, they are able to help each other and assist each other. When it's on kilometer 70 or 75, Dr. Siotula can turn behind him and motivate someone that's running with him, regardless of if he's from South Africa or from any other country. So I do understand and I do see that South Africa, given our history, we have always used sport since 1995 when the Springboks won the World Cup, 1996 when South Africa won the Africa Cup of Nations. Sport brought us together as a people, as a community, and the Comrades next week is no different from that.
Dr. Siotula, as the chairperson of the DIRCO Athletics team, you have played a very important role in terms of fostering a culture of fitness within the department and building solidarity and participation amongst the team members. Would you like to talk us through how you have prepared for this particular race?
Thank you very much, and greetings to DM Porters, to my fellow comrades runners, colleagues, and my people, the cadets, and thank you for coming. Yes, Comrades Marathon, I think DM said it right from the beginning that it requires dedication, commitment, and discipline. In fact, I was just chatting with my colleagues before I came here. I said to them, for me, the preparations for the next year's Comrades, not even this one now that we are talking about, starts immediately after this one. So it will be just a rest of about 2 weeks, and then I start training again, because for Comrades you have to qualify first, so which means you need to train, and in order to qualify for a standard marathon properly, you need about 3 months. So if we are going to have a marathon in October, which for me I prefer to qualify early, so I start early and make sure that I don't lose that Comrades fitness altogether. So then I train, and then I will have a marathon in October, and then after rest a bit, and then have another one in January, and then I will have another one in March, and one ultra or two in April, and then I'm prepared for the next June. So it's just a 1 year 1 year preparations. It's not easy, but it's all about being disciplined and dedicated, and most importantly, just to keep fit, because you have to treat this sport as part of your lifestyle. For me, it's a lifestyle. Just to live healthy and just make sure that you are active. So that is what it's all about.
When you talk about training, how often do you do it in a week?
I train about 5-6 times per week, and then during the week it's shorter runs of maybe 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes. And then obviously my training varies. There are speed works, hill training, and then during weekends I do longer runs, 30, 40 kilometers. So that's how I train.
Deputy Minister, the theme reminds us that diplomacy goes beyond conference rooms and boardrooms. How does sport complement South Africa's broader foreign policy objectives?
Yeah, look, we, are elated to be the hosts of quite a lot of countries from the African continent and elsewhere. In fact, I'm on Friday, having a welcoming session with the Kenyan athletes. Of course, to also encourage them, especially the male athletes, to try to compete for this coveted marathon. But sports diplomacy really is a catalyst of our personality as South Africa. If you look at in our history, we have a young man, 400 meter, hopeful in the form of Nene, who won at Stockholm during the course of this week, starting from lane number 9, the very outer lane in the 400 meter, and he won the race. So that put South Africa on the pedestal, because one of the obligations when you compete internationally, if you have a podium finish and actually win the race, the national anthem of your country are then being sung. And that's, of course, very important. It builds what you call patriotism. It built the spirit of Ubuntu, but it makes sure that people understand that South Africa were known for our struggle credentials, our solidarity, but that we also are very good with people-to-people relations and people-to-people mechanism, and that you only get through sports, of course, Thelma. So this is quite an important time. The Comrades Marathon, obviously, takes place against the backdrop of the FIFA World Cup, where Bafana once again plays against Mexico. So the entire world will be at a standstill from Thursday on the curtain raiser of the FIFA World Cup, and every single person in South Africa will look at details, the tribulations and experiences, the life experience of every single Comrades runner. Because out of the approximately 22,000 registered runners, people are not only interested to look at the gold medalists. Those are a handful, not even two hands. They are looking at how people struggle to complete, the race, and through sheer determination. So it's a story about perseverance. It's a story for people to appreciate that when you engage in sports, you are able to go out and meet people. I mean, Durban, as we speak today, with your Shore Left tourism campaign, it's a beneficiary of significant economic spend, because people fly down, they drive down, the hospitality industry are booming. People will be able to meet the real South Africans, including the runners being cheered by tens and thousands of supporters. So for every single runner that you have, you approximately have 5 supporters, family, friends that go and cheer them up. So we hope that Ambassador Groenewald here with his cadet will allocate at least 5 of them to go and support and cheer the DIRCO team. Because in life, Thelma, there's a space for everyone. We recognize that not everyone would be able to complete the 85-kilometer ultra run, but you are able to support, to encourage by your mere presence. And that is what sports diplomacy is. It's about bringing out the Africanness in South Africans. That for us, of course, it's key. And, the theme of the Comrades Marathon says, Ska Fela Moya. It just never gives up. Don't give up. It's about what we call sheer determination, perseverance, bambelani, just to go forward. You'll hear shouts on the road where people say, Siyabambile. You'll reply, Zulu. You'll go up all the way. And that is the conversations. So it's about bringing the South African personality out, but also being a great host to the thousands of international athletes. I think it's just under 10,000 international athletes that are going to participate this weekend.
I know you once ran a few years ago. Are you running this year? Because I can ask Michelle to send me to come and cheer you as your support team.
Yes, I'm going to run. I just got the clearance from the doctor, so we'll just see. I've just been advised not to do extraordinary things. So, so I think we have 2 novices, though.
3.
We have 3 novices. Where are they?
They are here.
Is the 2 of them?
Yeah, 3. The 2 ladies and the gentleman.
Well,
yeah, so those are the first-time runners.
Yeah.
The good thing, they'll be privileged to, I think myself and Doc have the tag. If you wear the Comrades Marathon logo, it must mean something. It should be maybe someone that has great value to you, that gave it to you, but you must have a story to tell. So all the 3 novices, when they go to the expo center, well, in your goodie bag, just for the mere fact that you are qualified to enter, they will get a Comrades Marathon logo, which they can then, attach to some of their garments and running things. There's a number of values that we attach to that, but I think so. The doctor here, of course, Pagamisa, you must ensure that all 3 of them, must complete the race, unless one of them have a medical situation. It's the only time when you can get a DNF, did not finish. Because did not finish means just that, look, you gave up. Now, for us here at DIRCO, the only time that you get the DNF is when you have experienced a severe medical condition. But everyone else should run it and try to finish in 12 hours. If not in 12 hours, then you must make sure that you miss all the cutoffs. The cutoffs, they will tell you, no, Imani, that your time is up, get in the bus. So they must miss all the cutoffs and continue to run so that you'll at least get the official finisher recognition next to your name. So there is, comrades appreciate the severity of the task at hand. So for the 3 of you, I've ran with 2 of you. Now she's very quick. She's too quick for a novice. So I hope that she knows that she's supposed to take it a bit easy, though. At the beginning, I ran with her the 48 kilometers I ran, and she was flying. I could never got her, around the road. But the problem is, if she flies in the Comrades Marathon, her wings will clip on 60 kilometers. And then you have almost 25 kilometers still left to go. So, but the chairman here will have a special word, hopefully, with all of the novices, yeah.
Yeah, actually, DM, they can tell you, we had about 1.5, 2 hours session with them. We organized a Teams meeting. I took them through the route, what to expect, and the pacing and everything, and I have confidence in them that they will finish. And the up run for me, actually, they are lucky to start with. My first Comrades was an up run. They are doing an up run as their first Comrades. I find it much better and manageable than the down run, because the down run is very painful. So if you are not used to that pain, you are a novice, it's easy to call it quits. But with up run, you don't have much pain, except that it's a difficult route, it's going up. But I mean, I've shared my experience with them in terms of the strategies of how to deal with the hills, especially the Comrades. The first 36 kilometers is the most difficult part of the route. You have the so-called big 3 hills, which is your Kawis, your Fields, and Bottas Hill. All those hills, you deal with them in the first half. But the good thing is that your legs are still fresh. But it's important that you don't go too fast. You pace yourself. After 36 kilometers, then it's Inchanga, and then the big one, which is the Polish Shots. So then you are done. So I think they are ready, and they are also seasoned marathon runners. I think back 2016, we were all together in Cape Town for 2 Oceans, and they all got medals. So I've been nudging them to say, please, let's go to Comrades. And I'm glad that at least finally, especially the 2 ladies, that they are now going to be participating. They are doing their first Comrades.
Nizwile bathi indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili. So you take that guidance. Hakim, as a young diplomat, how do you think sports can be used to help in terms of building relations between people and nations?
As a young diplomat, I would say, if I could share something a little bit personal in terms of where I grew up and how I grew up. So I grew up in a suburb called Brooklyn in Cape Town. And for those that don't know, Brooklyn is a place that has a lot of social ills, crime, gangsterism, and so on. Something that really helped me at least survive during that time was sport. I grew up playing soccer, and it was something that I knew for most of my life. Also, growing up in Brooklyn, it was an amalgam of people from different countries and nationalities. So many of my friends were people from the Congo, from Somalia, from Nigeria. And we had many differences, whether it was race, whether it was faith. But when we were playing sport, we didn't see those differences. We didn't notice it, we didn't feel it, we didn't care about it. We were just playing sport. It was a unifying experience, and so on. So what I'm trying to say by that is that sport then creates a space where political differences, religion, race, all of those things are not factors we consider. On the field of sport, of soccer, on the running track, on the hills, we are here for a common goal, a common duty, and we all obviously have personal ambitions when it comes to sport. As many of our runners, they have personal time targets that they would like to reach. And we really do hope that you reach your own personal targets. Because when you were training, we weren't there when you were training. We weren't there when you needed to stick to a specific diet, sleep in a specific way, and sacrifice what you sacrifice. So sport allows that and does this thing where it allows us to unite behind a common goal. And I hope and I do think that our runners would take that going forward.
Dr. Siotula, what role does this athletics team play in terms of promoting employee wellness within the department, and what does it mean for DIRCO to be represented by such a team at the Comrades Marathon 2026?
Yeah, no, thank you. It's very important, what we are doing for wellness, and I am hoping that with our participation at this year's Comrades, we will inspire other colleagues, especially the cadets, and I want to encourage them that they should join. It's not only athletics, there are other sporting codes which I had the pleasure of serving as a PRO at some point of the Sports Council, and that's what we've been doing to encourage the colleagues to participate, because I mean, if you are active, then even it assists with your mental health. It's very good with the stress levels. At least you are able to manage. But most importantly, Comrades is a unique race. There is nothing like Comrades. I mean, I've been to many other races, and you'll remember that it was the first sport that was integrated, even way before 1994. That's where, I mean, everybody from different cultures, they were together, and that's what is unique about it. Everybody is just one. You run as comrades, real comrades, and it's history and everything. So it's important, and you are never the same. So I'm really encouraging colleagues to participate. It is good for the health, and also just to promote the brand. Remember, we are expecting more than 75 countries from all over the world who will be coming to Durban, and we are over 20,000 athletes and 65,000 people who will be supporting. So for us being there, at least we do our bit, also to market the department, to have it known. I remember I was running Cape Town Marathon, and there was our issue around Israel. So as I was passing, somebody saw with DIRCO, and they were passing comments, and I was surprised that they see. So that's why we are hoping to get more people. DM said it was 0.0 something number. It's quite low. I mean, we are almost over 1,000 staff members, and I still feel that the number that we have, it's 7 this year. It's quite low. We need more. I mean, if you look at other departments, like I was looking at SANTF, they are sending 85 athletes. That's compared to the number that we are sending, that's still too tiny. We do have other colleagues who have been participating before COVID. I do understand affected most colleagues. They've been in hibernation since that. We are doing our best, and also I think with the work that the public diplomas has done, especially in publicizing Comrades, we are hoping to have more athletes, and by doing that, really we are doing our best to promote, and also when it comes to sports diplomas. I mean, there is no other really sporting event as important in terms of doing that, promoting sports diplomas as Comrades Marathon.
Deputy Minister, you mentioned earlier on the fact that this is happening in the year where we mark the 50th anniversary of the June 16 uprising, and we're also celebrating Youth Month. What lessons can we draw from Comrades Marathon that will help shape the future of South African diplomacy?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Thelma. You'll also recall that there was once a clash of the two events, because Comrades Marathon used to coincide also with the June 16 celebrations, and a decision then has been made to bring it a few days forward to allow South Africa to celebrate the youth commemoration of the 1976 young people in an appropriate manner. But look, it's about the struggle for freedom in South Africa was underpinned by a dedication. Young people in this year that we celebrate, those that were active during the Soweto uprisings in 1976, it was their dedication, their determination, and the values of solidarity, of Ubuntu. And the Ubuntu diplomacy in we have a white paper, Ambassador Bruno, which I hope that all the cadets would have read by the time we come back from the Comrades Marathon, of course, because I know that we have a date with them sometime when we celebrate also the Freedom Charter. Now, the Freedom Charter is important, Ambassador Groenewald, because it speaks about the non-racial values of South Africa. It says, South Africa belongs to all who lives in it, both black and white. That's what the Freedom Charter said in 1955, and the Constitution speaks about the non-racial character of South Africa, and that's obviously key and critical. And, you know, when we look at June 16, 1976, the one trigger was the imposition of Afrikaans as a medium of instruction. So it was never about Afrikaans that was seen to be the language of the oppressor. It was the imposition of that language without a choice. And that's why, young people during the uprising spoke about Pansi's Afrikaans Pansi, because of the fact that you want to make a choice in life. And being part of the South African Foreign Service, it's a unique responsibility that the cadets have assumed, because this is a lifelong pact. When you get into DIRCO, there is no other department in government where you can develop as a human being, where you can be a catalyst and a proponent for South African people elsewhere in the world. So our expectations, of course, is very high. So I am with Dr. Siatula that we should work on the cadets, because I thought there's one cadet, Mohammed, I thought you will be running, that's why you are part of the panel. But that's important, because you must walk the talk in life. Out of all of our cadets, you must have one next year that will be sitting here as a novice, because it's about a choice that you make, a choice to try to pursue excellence in life. We do it diplomatically, of course. The young people in 1976 made a choice where they said freedom or death. Victory must be certain. And many people died. And that's why you have tales to be told. But the reality is that those young people 50 years back fulfilled their generational mission. We are asking ourselves, what this generation, what is their mission, generational mission, in South Africa today? They must understand the importance of making poverty poorer, ensuring that we, of course, build back better forward on the issues of economic growth and job creation, and making sure that our foreign policy remains steadfast, rooted in our constitutional principles. So that is the obligation for the young people. So if you say, look, what is similar to 1976? It's about certainty of the future. You know, that you had a date with the future. The 1976 young people knew they had a date with the future. Remember 1976, it was the 1976 uprising. Solomon Kalushi Maslangu was part of the uprisings. He then exited the country, he went into exile, got military training, fired Lusaka, came back, and in skirmishes with South African Defence Force, was arrested and became the youngest person on 6 April 1979 to be executed. But Solomon Maslangu had a destiny with future. He knew that, look, he had to pursue the struggle of our people, even at the cost of himself. Tsitsi Mashanini, Hector Peters, and all those young people. So the similarity with 1976 and what we have today in DIRCO as a repository is these cadets must understand that they are the future. All right? None of them, if they look in the mirrors, looks like Ambassador Kroneval. Because of there's a age deficit, of course. But the fact of the matter is that they must understand that, look, this is the consummate diplomat that they would want to become one day, highly respected, internationally renowned, and unfortunately, they would never have the privilege to put a foot wrong. There's no privilege here in DIRCO when you are part of the cadets to put a foot wrong. You don't have any other department in government. They can make mistakes. They will be subjected to internal disciplinary hearings. But at DIRCO, you don't have that privilege, especially if you enter DIRCO as part of the cadets. Because what we presuppose is this is the best out of the best. So the 76 generation and the generation of 2026, it's about pursuing their generational mission. So that is what is unique between those young people and the young people today. They have a mission. Their mission is different. It's not to overthrow the state, but it's to ensure that we build this democracy where there's jobs, unemployment is less, poverty has reduced, inequality has reduced. That every person aspire to become part of the South African Foreign Service. So that is their generational mission, Thelma.
Mr. Hakim, do you have any message that you are going to pass through to our runners on behalf of your peers?
Yes, on behalf of the cadets, I do have the privilege and the honor to wish our runners well. What you are about to do and embark on is extraordinary. It's something many people dream of doing. As the Deputy Minister asks that hopefully next year, 1 or 2 or 3 of us as cadets can eventually do. So we draw a lot of inspiration from you. We wish you well. We hope that your race is successful. But I want to say successful in your own terms. As I mentioned earlier, you have your own goals. You prepare in a specific way. So as we sit here, we are proud of you. And when you come back, we will be proud of you. But when you finish that race, will you be proud of yourself? Would you say that you've given it your all, that you can comfortably come back to the office on that Monday morning and hold your head high and be proud of what you've done? So good luck, and most importantly, enjoy the race.
Dr. Setola, beyond this race, what values will Comrades Marathon instill amongst the runners as well as other employees who are part of the department?
As I said previously, Comrades is unique. It changes you and it teaches you quite a lot of things. Dedication, discipline, and also Ubuntu, which is one of our key values. As the name itself says, Comrades. When you run Comrades, you just run with a stranger, somebody that you meet for the first time, and by that time you are seeing spooks, you are tired, it's about 70, 60 kilometers, and just a stranger will say, no, let's do this, Comrades. And then you run together, and then all of a sudden you regain the strength. So whoever, everybody tells his or her story around the way their Comrades Marathon was saved by a stranger. So that's what it's all about. So it's about Ubuntu, and that's why we also have a lot of runners internationally who come to South Africa just to experience that South African hospitality and Ubuntu. And also, we from the start to the finish, you see the spectators along the road. They will offer you anything that you want. That's the hospitality. And so Comrades changes you, the way you see other human beings. So for me, hence, I really encourage, which is actually what we keep saying, that as a South African, you have to do Comrades at least once, because it teaches you all about our values, and you experience that when you go there, when you start, and then you are during the race, just by spectators as well as your fellow Comrades runners. You've even seen other runners who can't even walk, and people even want to sacrifice their medals, but they will carry that runner towards the finish line just to make sure that this person finishes. We don't leave another comrade when we see. For several times, even myself, when I see somebody that this person is not well, I say, hey, comrade, are you fine? Are you okay? And just to make sure that he's fine. And that's being the culture of Comrades. Hence, there's nothing like Comrades Marathon. So it teaches those kind of values.
You heard it at least once in your lifetime. I repeat. Deputy Minister, as we bring this conversation to a close, sport has the power to unite communities and transcends borders and project values that define our nation. In what ways can events such as Comrades Marathon contribute to nation building and social cohesion?
Well, I think the first thing is that, Thelma, that, as I drove this side, on Facebook there was a South African that was saying that he's in Mexico City today because he's attending the opening match between Bafana and Mexico City. And he said he could not feel the spirit of the World Cup. And that's quite unique to South Africa. Because when we hosted the Rugby World Cup, the Soccer World Cup, we make sure that people feel that we are one in this. So we forget for that period our personal difficulties, challenges, and we live the best of who we are in sports. And you have seen that this also finds expression in the way that South Africa organizes its prestigious diplomatic events. We can recall when South Africa had a chairship of the non-aligned movement, the heightened conversation on the Bandung principles on non-alignment, non-interference in the territorial and sovereign integrity of nations, states, etc. It's exactly the same what happened when we had the G20 presidency last year. And it's a mirror image, of course, during our chairship now of SADC, that will heighten the conversation. We ensure that ordinary South Africans understand that amidst all the difficulties, the spirit of humanity, of Ubuntu, lives in all of us. And it starts at home when you don't have sugar, that you can get sugar from your neighbor. Just as simple as that. It then, at the secondary level, comes to sports where you know that clearly this runner is in a unique difficulty, and you have muscle cramp medication or spray. You being part of being a South African, will share, of course, your scarce resources with your fellow runner, notwithstanding that you may, jeopardize your own race objectives and targets. So, from Thursday with the Soccer World Cup, Sunday with the Comrades Marathon, you will see the value of who we are as a people, as a nation. We are spirited human beings. And I must also indicate that I think it could be probably the only time when people that go to church may miss the church service on Sunday, because they should be in front of the television, following all the runners. And of course, Thelma, from my side, I want to conclude by saying that I hope that, Instagram, that everyone is on Instagram, because you always say that if it's not on Instagram,
not on the gram,
it didn't happen. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Of course, it will be on the gram, Deputy Minister. Thank you so much to our Deputy Minister and Dr. Siltula, as well as Mr. Mohammed. Let's give them a round of applause. Shall we also give our very last congratulatory round of applause to our runners and wish them well? And of course to our audience, the cadets and Ambassador Groenewald and Ambassador Anesh, a round of applause. Before I invite the runners to come to the front to receive some tokens of appreciation from the Deputy Minister, I am going to afford Dr. Siltula an opportunity to do the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much. Let me begin by thanking the importers for really organizing this send-off. I've been a member of this club for 13 years now, to be precise, and I must say this is the first time we have such event, and there were times where I felt that nobody cared about us as Comrades runners, but the importers has been really since, he's been the one who really took upon himself to support us. DM, we really appreciate your support. It means a lot to us, and we feel like we are part of the family. And unfortunately, some of the colleagues we've got quite a number of good runners who decided to leave DIRCO Athletics Club to join other teams. But with what is happening now, I am sure they are going to come back. And also, I would like to thank the cadets for coming here and be part of this send-off occasion. DM has challenged you that next year at least one of you should be part of the Comrades team that will be representing DIRCO during the next years, which is actually a big one next year because it's 100th edition of Comrades. So it's the biggest because this is centenary. It's centenary. So we are hoping that you'll be there. So start preparing now. When I started, I ran my first Comrades in 2015, but I started running seriously in 2014. So I had my first marathon in October, and then another one in January. Then I ran my first ultra in March, and then I ran my Comrades and I finished. So don't think you are too late. It's still time. And also I would like to thank public diplomacy, really, on behalf of the athletics team and the colleagues. Really, colleagues, you outdid yourselves in terms of promoting this year's Comrades and profiling us. I think you deserve a big round of applause. I've been getting a lot of calls because people are able to see us on the billboards, on social media. So it is good. It is good, and we can only do better from here. And also the supporters who will be accompanying us, we really appreciate the support. It means a lot to us. Seconding is one of those things that are important for a Comrades run because it is very long. So you need sustenance during the race. You need to have your nutrition. So if you have a seconder, we've run without seconders. So hence, after 70 kilometers, it becomes difficult even though obviously the Comrades Marathon organizers, they try to have all these water tables, but you also need your muti that will boost you there. So at least if you have a seconder, then it's better. You get that muti and it boosts you, and then you get your medal. So thank you very much. And then also, last but not least, I would also like to thank my fellow Comrades runners. This is a battle that we are going to, and you've decided that you will be part of the soldiers that will be going to this battle. And then I can also wish you well, and I know that we will go there, do well, and bring those medals. So I just want to say, bring it on. Abashwe! Abashwe! Thank you very much.
And for myself, let me thank the behind-the-scenes team, those who put together this event, as well as our photographer, our videographer, and our technician who are making sure that this will go on broadcast. Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll also encourage you to follow us as Ubuntu Radio on Facebook and X. We are also on Instagram at official Ubuntu Radio. Thank you so much.
This is Ubuntu Radio.
A product of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, South Africa.